Sets up this dynamic where the Republicans are demanding huge spending cuts for any type of an agreement. And the Democrats are saying, well, we'll talk about an agreement, but we want a balanced approach. And when we hear the Democrats say we want a balanced approach, what does that mean? Tax revenues go up, right? And the Republicans are saying, hold on a second, we just did that fiscal cliff agreement. That was a tax deal. We've already paid the tax man. And the Democrats are saying, no, Republicans, we begged you to include this in a grand bargain back in December. We begged you to include the debt ceiling in a deal in December. You didn't want to do that. You wanted to play small ball. Well, we played that ball game. That ball game's over. Now we're on to a new ball game. And this new ball game is about revenue increases. So you can see the two positions of the two parties are still very well entrenched, where the Republicans are saying absolutely no tax revenue increases, and the Democrats are saying absolutely no entitlement changes. And it sets up this dynamic that we're moving into. And if I were to try to distill everything that's happening in Washington down to its simplest form, I came up with this statement. The statement is the debt a real concern or not? That's pretty simple. But believe it or not, 20% of the Democrats absolutely believe that the debt and deficit is a smoke and mirrors issue. It is completely made up. While at the same time, at least 20% of the Republicans believe it's the only issue and be darned anything else. So that leaves 60% of our elected officials that agree that it is an issue, and they just don't agree on how quickly and how it needs to be addressed. So if we're going to talk about the budget, let's understand how the budget works. But I don't know about you, when I hear $16 trillion and $4 trillion, that's a lot of zeros. So I like to think of the federal budget not unlike how I think about a family budget. And what I mean by that is, let's say that in 2013, the United States government brings in $270,000 from all federal tax receipts. The problem is we're spending $355,000, leaving us $85,000 short. Now, if that was just a one-time, one-year aberration, that may not be insurmountable. But as you know, we've had a history of overspending, haven't we? So much so that we've built up a credit card balance, if you will, of $1.67 million. Now, just for kicks, I went on a federal government website and I said, if I earn $270,000 and I have really good credit, how big of a mortgage could I qualify for? Guess what it came back and said? Right at $1.6 million. So just maybe this $1.6 million isn't that big of a deal. Oh, I forgot to, I do this every time. I forgot to put in there that I'm spending $355,000. So when I tell the computer that I'm losing $85,000 a year, how big of a mortgage can I qualify for? Zero. Would you loan me money? No. But we're supposed to believe that the federal government can just continue to borrow without any type of long-term ramifications. And I know what you're thinking. You're saying, hold on a second, Jeff. You just told us that we're actually implementing $1.2 trillion of real cuts. So surely that will change this math, won't it? Well, a little bit. We're cutting $8,500 out of our budget in spending. What about that fiscal cliff agreement? You said that was all tax and in dollar terms, the largest tax increase in U.S. history. Surely that will help change the math. Well, we're going to bring in $6,200 of additional revenue.